School is the most important thing in your life. And while I hate school, I got a PhD. And I hate school. I hate everything about it. So somebody say, E, if you hate school so much, why you get a PhD? Because I hate school, but I love options. You can have average skill, but you can't have average will. You can't have average will. Like your will has to be phenomenal. You have to see basketball as the gateway. It's like a passport. Basketball is just your way to get in, and then once you get in, boom, then you dominate. So I'm telling you, you're not taking a test because they're giving you the test. You're taking a test that's about to change your life, your mama's life. And I know if you take the test serious, you'll kill it. When you go through your go-through, your siblings are watching you. When you go through your go-through, your friends are watching you. When you go through your go-through, your parents are watching you. And people will use your strength to get through their stuff.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy E.T. Welcome to another edition of Free Summer School. You heard what I said, freesummerschool.com. Today, we're talking about, man, your parents. Look, I'm not saying don't honor your parents. I'm not saying don't respect your parents. But what I am saying is before you could do that, you got to understand your parents. Now, I'm just being real. I thought my mom was always an adult. I didn't realize my mom went to elementary school, middle school, high school. You feel me? Like, I didn't realize my mom had her own challenges, being one of 14, right? So I was an absolute, 50% jerk, as a kid, right? I was just on me. I never really thought about my parents and what my parents was going through. So this one is for you. Like, listen to me. You got to do your part, man. You got to do your part. Like, you can't hold your parents to the fire. I'm just being real. You can't hold your parents to the fire. You can't act like, this is single boy. Like, this is dual. And I'm being real. Love my children to life. Pretty much K through 12, I promise you. I ain't had no problems for my kids, right? But I'll be real. As they became adults, it's like, yo, you gotta help me help you. I'm just being real. Like, you making certain choices and I'm supposed to be perfect. Like, you making certain choices and you know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to do the right thing by you. It's like, yo, flat out. Like, I'm human. Didn't nobody give me a manual on parenting. This the first time I've ever done it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I ain't do it before. It's the first time I've ever done the parenting thing. And so you make mistakes, and guess what? For every action, there's a reaction. So I'm saying to every child that's out there, I wasn't a good child. I never really thought about, being a responsible child. I never thought about the decisions I make, the impact it have on my parents, the impact it have on their life. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So I'm saying, if you want your parents to be better parents, don't just go be a better parent. Like, yo, it's 50-50. It's offense and defense, right? So if you want your parents to be great parents, like, it might start with you at least being a good child. I ain't say great, at least a good child, right? And so I didn't understand that concept. I didn't get that concept. Now, I ain't tripping as a parent. You reap what you sow. Karma is I ain't tripping. But I am saying, for those of you who want a better parent experience, help them by having a better child experience. I'm just saying, flat out, you making crazy decisions, then you mad at the way they handle those decisions. Had you not made the decision and put them in a situation where am I making sense? Like, I wasn't cleaning the room. I wasn't cleaning the bathroom. I wasn't taking out the trash. I wasn't doing my chores. Like, for real, I wasn't keeping the kitchen clean. Like, I had shoes everywhere, stuff everywhere. I wasn't washing my clothes. I wasn't handling my business in school, right? So then now I got an attitude with my parents because they, disciplining folk. They putting folk on punishment. They taking stuff. They getting loud. They mad. They whipping folk. Yo, I got to keep it 100 as an adult. Like, I didn't make it easy for them to parent. You feel me? I didn't make it easy on them. And so, yeah, there might have been some stuff my mom said that I felt like, why you talking to me like that? But she talked to me like that because I was clowning in school, because I hid my report card, because I was doggone failing and putting her in a position where she got to, is this making sense? Are you with me? Hey, if you with me, just do me a favor. This time, send me an email or DM me or send me a note. Like, I got you. I'm gonna be a better child. All right, B, make some noise. Okay, put this one on the screen for me. Appreciate your parents. You never know what sacrifices they went through for you. Are you hearing me? My mom got pregnant at 17. Now, she said she was good, but she could have had an abortion. She didn't have to bring me into this life. She made some sacrifices. She didn't go and live out her, college dreams, if you will, because she had me at a young age. Are you hearing me? It's just sacrifices. She made sacrifices, right? Moved from Chicago to Detroit. She made sacrifices to put me in the bed. She made sacrifices. Certain things she couldn't do because she was making sure she did for me and my sisters. Are you hearing me? That's easy for you to point the finger. It's easy for you to go in your room, slam the door, be pissed, call your homies, dogging your parents out. Like, that's easy. Oh, my mom ain't this. My daddy ain't this. But are you picking up the phone and are you being real with your friends on the dumb stuff you doing? Like, for real, you just want to hold your parents to the fire. What about the decisions you making? What about the stuff that you doing to create that situation? So I'm not saying that nobody's, they right for doing that. No, but I'm saying you got to understand karma. You got to understand, bro. You reap what you sow. You understand what I'm saying? So let's start not with our parents. Let's start with being better kids. All right, here go the last one. All right, come on, B, make the noise. Get the last one. Listen to me. Don't anger your parents in order to please your friends. Those friends don't spend their lives building yours. Come on, somebody. Your friends don't spend their whole, like, you trying to impress your friends. You trying to make somebody, those aren't the people going to work. Those aren't the people when you got sick. You can't count on them when you get sick. Those aren't the people paying your college tuition, working overtime, double time, working jobs they can't stand, getting talked to like trash by their supervisor, and they not gonna quit because they trying to stay because they want to make sure you got a better life. They making sure you got a car, transportation, gas. They taking you around, picking you up, dropping you off. That person you trying to press, they ain't picking you up. They not dropping you off. They not working. They not going through what. So I'm not saying don't have friends, but come on. You're gonna anger your parents, disrespect your parents, make your parents seem like they because you wanna. Man, don't put all your eggs into strangers that you call them friends today. I promise you in middle school listen to this, high school listen to this, those people are not going to be with you for the rest of your life. And even college, you're going to gain friends in college, but not everybody, not all 1,800 students, not all 20,000, not all 10,000, not all 50,000. They're not going to be your friends. Your parents are going to be there for you thick and thin. And I know you don't like everything they do. Wait till you become a parent. I bet I know I personally got a different level of respect for my parents now that I'm parenting. Total different respect. I just say to them, I hope they listen. I'm sorry. I always try my hardest, man. I promise you. My parents just had something going on. I put them up in the hotel. My boy Ted looked out. We made sure they got, the cheese, cracker, fruit, platter, wine platter. Bruh, I'll do everything I can now to say, I'm sorry. I was a jerk. I'm sorry. I messed up. I'm sorry. I know I caused y'all hell. I'm sorry. I know I wasn't a dream. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the dream was, I know in my earlier years, I wasn't a dream. Whatever my mom, when she was pregnant with me, whatever she was saying in the womb, I ain't do that. I promise you I ain't do that. I was on some dumb, stupid stuff. But as an adult, I try to say, Ma, I love you. I'm sorry. Dad, I love you. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, flat out, I'm messed up, right? So don't be like me. Try to be a good child. You feel me? Try to be respectful. Try to do what's right. And I'm going to tell you this. The probability of you having a better relationship with your parents, if you do that, is going to be greater than if you cussing, going off, calling your friend, talking about them behind their back, huffing and puffing, whatever, right? You only get to do this thing once. In God's infinite wisdom, he gives us the parents that he gives us. I know what you're saying. Oh, why he give me these? I don't know why he gave you those. I don't. But life, as my son say, is less about the hand you were dealt and more about how you play it. It's your boy E.T. Small steps, great distances. Now you know. Let's go.
Knowledge is the new money. Get you some. I'm your host, Quincy Harris. E.T., the hip-hop preacher, Dr. Eric Thomas. We are here. Before we get started, got a word. I just want to tell all the students out there, dreams are made to be accomplished.
Yeah, no
A
question.
lot of times, you hear about dreams. It's like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And it's like, there's no real plan, but you have to do the work. There are people out there. I just saw that Richard Branson, the dude who owns Virgin
Oh,
Airlines,
bro,
he's an
unbelievable.
astronaut. Like,
Unbelievable, bro.
dreams are made. Like, there are people who
Unbelievable.
are knocking out their dreams. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I just want the students to really know that whatever
No
you
question.
put your mind to, it can really
Oh, it
happen.
can happen. No question.
Yeah. Yeah. So, E, how you feeling today, man?
Man, I'm feeling phenomenal, man. I don't even got time to get into it. These next 50, bro, about to be. I'm talking about, bruh. Just don't believe me. Just watch. Okay, don't believe me. Just watch. Today, though, man, I wanted to talk about. I don't know why we never talk to kids about parenting. You feel me? Like I don't know why we. And so I want to talk to the kids today. I ain't even necessarily on honor your mother and father. I ain't even on that. I'm not on respect your mother and father. I'm on be aware, understand your mother and father. You feel me? Like, bro, I'm gonna be real. I used to get in trouble in school all the time. I never understood how that just messed my whole schedule up. You feel me? She gotta come up to the school, bro. They don't have a take off work because your kid clowning day. You feel me? They don't have that. So I never really realized, like, well, I was putting my mom through hell with her having to take a vacation day off to come up to the doggone school for me. Right now, she got to drive to Ford Motor Company in Dearborn from the west side of Detroit, drive back to the west side, wherever my school was, because I was getting in trouble elementary, middle, and high. So it just depends on if it was Taft, if it was McKinney, if it was Ford, right? Bruh, I never took in consideration, like, yo, you killing your parent. I used to be like, my mom, this, she, that. Like, bruh, for every action, there's a reaction. And so I'm fooling, clowning, doing stuff I ain't got no business doing. And now I'm talking about she a bad parent. Yo, bruh, it's some stuff you did that made her do what she did. You feel me? Like, oh, yeah, she cussed you out. Yeah, she threw the pot at you. Yeah, she whipped your butt with the extension cord. But, like, you never thought about her. You never thought about what you put her through. And so I just want to say to I don't care if you're in elementary, middle, or high school. I don't care if you're in college and you coming back to the crib. Like, yo, understand your parents are human. You feel me? Understand they're human. And sometimes we want to trip on humans, but you can't trip on the human when you clowning. Like, you can't trip on the human when you get a temper tantrum or you get in your feelings or you do something you ain't supposed to do. You just want humans to always, you feel me? It's so funny. We just want our parents to always respond in the right way. You feel me? It's like, yo, you did something you weren't supposed to do. So you want me to just always be perfect? I ain't perfect. So I just want to tell every child out there, I'm not telling you to be perfect, but yo, cut your parents some slack. When they whip that butt and you run around here dogging them out on Instagram, you posted on TikTok how terrible they are. Like, yo, take some ownership. For every action, there's a reaction. Take some ownership of the stuff that you've done to put them in a situation to do what they did.
Wow. Auntie Val, let's talk. Relationship with parents. Talk to us.
So I look at it like this, Q. Parenting is a job.
Yeah.
You got to do it every day. You don't get to call in sick. It's a commercial out there like, nope, no parenting today.
Yeah.
But we never look at it like being a child is a job. You still have to do what you need to do as well, just like the parents have to do what they have to do. So it's almost a meeting in the middle. But when you don't do your job to get to the middle, they got to come get you because you did not get up that day and do what you needed to do. So you have to do what you got to do to get what you want to get. And if you don't like the way things are happening, as if you may not agree with your parents, but you still have to do what you need to do for the job. My father used to tell me, you got one job. Everything else is extra. You got one job, and that's to go to school. Everything else is extra. So this is what I need you to get up every day and do what you need to do. So that's my advice right there. Do what you need to do. Yeah. It's a job. Yeah. Be the child.
Yeah. Yes.
Every day.
Candace, let's talk, Candace. Relationship with parents.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When I heard about this topic, the first thing that I thought of was exactly what E said, and that was grace or cutting your parents some slack. I am a new parent. I would say I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old. And I would say just understanding things from a parenting perspective is we are still figuring it out, period. So give your parents some grace of they've never had a 16-year-old before. They've never had or two 16-year-olds or whatever it is. Like interacting with you, this is their first time interacting with a child like you at this stage. So they don't have it all figured out. So give them some grace, and it's a two-way street. And they understand, hey, this is your first time being 14, 15, 16, 17, whatever age you are, and they're giving you grace. They don't call you out on every mistake.
Absolutely.
Some things they let go. So just like they let some things go for you, I want you to work on letting some things go for them as well. And then also gratitude. Just taking some time and just being grateful. I know there's so many things about your parents that probably get on your nerve. They're always on your head. They're calling you out. They're saying whatever. But sit back and think about the things that you do appreciate about them. Hey, they show up. They care. They check me. They push me. Whatever it is, things that are good, and focus on those things. And E said it, but I want to go back to it a little bit because I was thinking about, I know E said it's not about honoring your parents, but I did want to think about honoring your parents. And one thing is think about them. They spend so much time thinking about you, planning things for you, making sure that you have joy and you're happy and, you know, things are going well for you. But as a kid, sometimes we don't take a moment and just think about them. What is something that I can do today to put a smile on my mom's face or my dad's face or whoever, my grandma's face, whoever's your guardian. But take some time and think about them. And maybe you don't actually act on it, but you think. And sometimes when you're thinking about them, your behavior starts to match up with them. So yeah, definitely give your parents some grace. They're figuring it out just like you're figuring it out. Be grateful for them and think about them. That's what I would say as you work on your relationship with your parents.
Nice. Charles Terry Jr., talk to us, brother.
What's going on, y'all? So when Val was speaking earlier, it clicked for me as a so my brain went to the swimming pool. So that's what I'm gonna give you. So for example, your parents make sure, for example, they put you in swim lessons, they teach you how to swim, they give you the tools you need to be able to go and be successful in the pool, right? So when they get you to the pool, they're gonna turn you loose. They're like a lifeguard. They're there watching the whole time. And if something goes wrong, they will come in to get you. So don't be so, so tight and up against help because they see something that you can't see. They're up high and they're watching the big scenario. So even though you know how to swim, you feel sweet, you good, something could be happening around you that may make them come in and rescue you. So just be prepared and be humbled enough to be able to take the help, but then also take the correction when you're doing something wrong because it could cost you your life, like literally. That's all I got.
Got it. Mustafa, talk to us, brother.
Yeah. No, I got to go to my personal experience for this one because while I don't yet have children, I can speak to the children about, how you view your parents, right? Because I think proximity, when you're too close to someone or something, you typically don't appreciate it as much. And I hate to say it, but I honestly didn't appreciate my father until I lost him suddenly to a massive heart attack. So it's one thing to be like, yeah, dad don't know what he's talking about. He's just annoying. He's just not letting me have fun. Oh my God, mom is doing this. But when they, unfortunately, and this is just a cycle of life that's going to happen for all of us at some point, when that happens and you're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting to say goodbye yet. I didn't really pick up on the lessons that I needed to learn. So now, with my new parents, who I look at my mom and my aunt also as parents because she stayed in my life equally, I don't look at them as people trying to annoy me or ruin my fun or control me. I think about two people who love me that have over 100 years of combined life experience together, and they're trying to share that wealth of knowledge with me. So just my approach about my parents, right, or family members has changed completely. So as a result, it's making me treat them differently. And it's helping our relationship. So if you're out there and you're like, man, it's just my relationship is bad with my parents, just like Candace said, extend that grace and look at it through that perspective. And I'm sure that'll make it click.
Coach B, talk to us, bro.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is we've had 5 or 6 people speak already, and not one has said that you have to agree with your parents. Not one has said that you have to like what your parents are doing or saying. It's not about that. And I think when I was a kid, there was a lot of tension between my parents and I, because that's what I was focused on. I wanted to be right. I wanted to like what they were saying or having me do. I wanted to agree with them. And it wasn't about respect. But at the end of the day, that's what's more important. We're not saying it has to be any of those other things. We're saying you have to respect them, right? And that's the foundation of the relationship. And relationships are the foundation of your life. But that starts with your parents. It's the first relationship you have. It's one of the most important relationships that you have. And at the end of the day, your parents are doing the best that they can. Do the best that you can in return. That's all anybody can ask.
Kale, talk to us, bro.
Man, I just want to say, do not take your parents for granted. Do not take your parents for granted. I think Moose said that too, because they are not always going to be here. I'm grateful every day. My mom's upstairs right now. I get to wake up and hug her and kiss her and rub her back, rub her feet, because there were so many times where I could have lost my mom. Like, there were so many times where I could have lost my mom. When I was separated from my mom at the age of 2 into the foster care system. And a year later, me and my siblings were reunited. And from that moment on, it was like, we all we got. We all we got. Sure, we might disagree. Sure, we might fight, or I might do something that she didn't approve of, and I might get whooped. But we are all we have. We have to keep this family together. And I am so grateful that I have my mom in my life. And, you know, I literally wouldn't know what I would do if she wasn't here. So I'm telling you, the youngins, do not take your parents for granted. Don't take their lessons for granted. Don't take those whoopings for granted. Don't take their cooking for granted. Like, appreciate all of it, because they can be like, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. So you have to appreciate them while they're here. Let them know that they're appreciated while they're here, because they appreciate you. They don't take you for granted. I promise you, not a single parent takes their children for granted. So don't take your parents for granted.
I know.
Yeah, I want to talk to the students who listen to their friends over their parents.
Oh yeah.
Here's the deal. Your parents are doing things that, or telling you things for your own good. They don't want to see you hurt. They don't want to see you, make the same mistakes that they may have made. So the things that they're doing, like, you have your own personal coach. For those of you who are lucky enough to have your parents or guardians in your life that really care, they're in your life because they want to make you better than them. They see the pitfalls. They were in 4th grade. They were in 5th grade. They were in 9th grade. Like, they know the things that you want. They know you're not smarter than your parents. They know what's going on. They may not know, may not have had the same technology you've had, but it's been the same issues pretty much. So these are people who are here to guide you. So you may not get it. I kind of put it like this. If you're going on a plane and there's a pilot and there's a passenger, are you going to let the passenger fly the plane? Sometimes when you're taking advice from your friends, you're taking advice from a passenger. They don't know more than you're taking it from somebody who don't know more than the pilot. So please, your parents are the pilots of your life. Please listen. Just please listen. That's all I got, E.
That's it. And I just want to make sure I say this, guys. Seek to understand, because I'm just being real. It's hard to honor, value, and respect something you don't understand. You feel me? Like, but when we have an understanding of something, then it's like, oh, I get it now. It makes sense. So I'm telling you, come out of your child role sometimes and just sit down and ask, like, what must it be like to be a parent? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna tell you, my relationship with my mom changed when I took the cape off my mom. When I took the boots off my mom. You feel me? I was like, yo, my mom a real human. My mom got pregnant at 17 years old. I'm thinking, nah, bro, I got a 23-year-old daughter who might not be ready to have a kid. My mother was 17, bro. She's 17 when she found out I was in her womb. That's young. I cut her way more slack now that I know. She was a 17-year-old living in a house with 13 other siblings and a mother. She lived in a house with 14 people, a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, bruh. I got a whole different level of respect for my mom, bruh. As an adult, when I just saw her walking around with the cape on, she going to work, she feeding us, she washing clothes, I'm every woman inside of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that mom I looked at different. But the one I looked at was like, yo, she thought her father was dead. Bruh, that woman, I have sympathy for her, empathy for her. You know what I'm saying? I got much more respect and honor for her than I did for the one that wore the cape. So take the cape off your parents. They're human just like you. If you want some grace, cut them some grace. Whatever you want from them, give it to them. Man, it's your boy E.T. I'm not telling y'all to become the children of the year tonight, but small steps, great distances. Now you know. Let's go.